Okay, so you know how filmmakers will, like, no one will ask them about something, but they'll weigh in on it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Matt Vaughn, the guy who directed X-Men First Class, was on the Sad Happy Confused podcast, and I don't know how the conversation got around to it, but I'm pretty sure he just, like, no one really asked, but
I'm sure Star Wars was like a peripheral topic, and he was like, you know what I'd do?
Yeah, and he went on this thing about how, like, he would if it were up to him, he would, like, reboot the original trilogy. And he said, for me, doing a Star Wars movie is to play with the characters that I loved. If they said to me, do you want to reboot Star Wars and actually have Luke Skywalker, Solo, and Vader and do your version of it? Everyone would say you're an idiot to try, but that would excite me. Why are the characters so hallowed from 1977 that you can't redo it for a new audience? And he went on to say something about, like, he feels like Lucasfilm and Disney have strayed from the original, like, a group of people, whatever the fuck that means, and that's fine. Like, people were gonna not prefer the Disney stuff as much, or the, you know, in the other way around. So that's fine. And he said the TV shows are good, but the universe is missing an epic film. And it's like, you don't think that the guys making the movies, like, we're trying not trying to make, you're the first one that thought of, like, oh, let's make it really epic.
Yeah.
Like, those guys were trying too. That wasn't the issue. And I think it's really funny that the guy that did X-Men First Class, which isn't particularly great, I didn't think.
I thought it was fine. And they had a couple sequels that I thought were pretty good.
You know what would happen? He would go into it with this, I'm going to make an epic Star Wars movie. Mm-hmm. Literally everyone, like, half of, like,
except half, what if Leia was a bad guy? Or
they recast Leia or whatever. Like, there are Star Wars fans that would hate it just to hate it, and they'd send you death threats on social media, and then you'd be like, oh God, why did I do this? Just like all the other Star Wars directors, right? So, like, there's nothing it just, I was kind of rubbed the wrong way with this, because it was like, who the fuck asked you about this?
It's like, who's asking for this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a single Star Wars fan alive who's saying, let's change episodes 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Like, the original trilogy is the thing every Star Wars fan likes.
Yeah.
It's everything that came after that we argue about.
Yeah. So this is obviously never going to happen.
Obviously,
right? Yeah. I have a hunch. I'm pretty sure that when George Lucas sold Star Wars, there was something in the agreement that they would never change the original
McClunky.
Yeah, like, that was his, like, that's his legacy, right?
You're gonna put McClunky in episode 4 and you're never gonna change it.
And so I'm pretty sure that they couldn't reboot them even if they tried now, or even if they wanted to. Now, we know that they're allowed to recast the original characters, because they obviously recast Han Solo for Solo Star Wars story, but they're not going to do any of the other ones. Much to I think fans would be all right with it.
They really should, but they won't.
And this is one of those things that, like, people have all these reasons to hate Kathleen Kennedy or don't like what she says, but they're all really stupid. But, like, here's one where I'm like, oh, fuck you. Where she was like, it was like a year ago, I was doing some background on this, I was reading about it with Vanity Fair. She was like, we're never going to do Luke Skywalker without Mark Hamill. And it's like, why? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
He's 800 years old now. Like, why the, like, I bet if you ask Mark Hamill, hey, would you mind if they got, like, a really good younger actor, Luke Skywalker, you know what he'd be like?
Yeah, like, fucking go for it, man.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is, maybe we should talk about this if we have time at the end. You know how we used to do that segment where we talk about other shit we've been watching? If we have time at the end of this, let's do that. And if not, let's talk about it during the Battlefront stream. Okay. Because I discovered a show this last week that we've been watching that was really, really good that Mark Hamill was in. Anyway. So yeah, they're not going to reboot the original trilogy. It's a non-starter. No one asked you, Matt Vaughn, shut the fuck up.